This is the old town of Kostrzyn, or what remains of it, a haunting reminder of a once thriving city. Kostrzyn's history is one of prominence and strategic importance, shaped by its unique position between the Warta and Oder rivers. This fortified town served as a critical hub in Prussian history, a city whose defense and location made it a cornerstone of military and political power in the region. For centuries, Kostrzyn was more than just a border town. It was a fortress city, a stronghold that defended the eastern frontier of the Brandenburg state. As the capital of Brandenburg's Neumark region, it was a seat of influence, home to not only a growing population, but also a thriving industrial sector. The city continued to grow and modernize throughout the 18th and 19th centuries. Its fortifications were strengthened, and its position along key trade and military routes made it a valuable asset for the Prussian state. Kostrzyn was a place where soldiers, traders, and diplomats mingled, a town built on the foundation of both war and commerce. However, Kostrzyn's fate took a dramatic turn during the Second World War. The city became a key strategic point for the German military, as they sought to hold back the advancing Soviet army. As the Red Army marched westward in 1945, Kostrzyn was fortified as a last stand, its mighty bastions once again called into action. The fighting that followed was fierce and relentless. Buildings that had stood for centuries were bombed into rubble, and the once thriving city became a battleground. Streets where factory workers once bustled and tram lines crisscrossed were reduced to charred ruins. The intense fighting destroyed much of the town, leaving Kostrzyn in ruins by the war's end. In the aftermath of the war, Kostrzyn faced a new chapter. The Oder-Neisse line became the new border between Poland and East Germany, and the town once called Kostrzyn by its German residents was transferred to Polish control. The German population that had called Kostrzyn home for centuries was forced to flee, replaced by ethnic Poles who resettled in the area. However, the town that they arrived to was no longer the Kostrzyn of old. The historical city center, which had been so thoroughly destroyed during the war, was abandoned, and the new residents built a new town approximately 1 kilometer to the northeast. The old city center, once the heart of the town, was deemed uninhabitable. So great was the destruction that it was decided not to rebuild the old town. Instead, a new city was constructed about 1 kilometer to the northeast. The once vibrant center of Kostrzyn, where markets bustled, trams rattled through the streets, and the fortification stood as a symbol of strength, was abandoned to the forces of nature. What had been one of the great fortified towns of Europe was now a landscape of ruin, slowly reclaimed by the earth. In the post-war years, what remained of the old town was largely forgotten. Without inhabitants to care for it, the ruins fell further into disrepair. The foundations of buildings, the walls of homes, and the remnants of fortifications were left to crumble, their stones covered by creeping ivy and overgrown grass. The ruins became a haunting reminder of the war's destructive power, a ghost town that whispered of the lives lost and the history erased by the fighting. Today, what was once the historical center of Kostrzyn is an open park, a place where history and nature have intertwined. The streets are still signposted, though they no longer lead to bustling neighborhoods. Instead, they guide visitors through a ghostly city. Quick announcement, I want to remind everyone, the Patreon is now live. You can sign up if you click the link in the description. I post exclusive footage there, behind the scenes, extended walkthroughs, all types of perks. So if you're interested and want to support the channel, please sign up for the Patreon below. Thank you. Tons of fighting down here back in the day.